welcome back to the Gadget Man 369 channel. Last week we made that nozzle tube assembly, which is this, and I got mine on here. I made a little discovery. Okay. When I got done with that and when it dried, it got so tight I could hardly move it on here. That's kind of like retarded. It ain't gonna work that way because you need to, slide the whole rocket on here when you're gonna paint it or do something with that. And I had to make another one. So here's what I did. This I had sitting out in the sun. I heated the PVC pipe up, and what that does is it makes it expand just a little bit. Then I made a new one and put it on there on this really warm PVC tube. Okay, and then when it dried, and then when it cooled off, especially, if it's still warm, as you can see, it still slides really easy. But when this cools off, this is really easy to slide. But this is very acceptable. It's incredibly smooth. So I just slide that puppy off of there like that. And there's our tube that we made last week. Okay, set this aside. Today we're going to make a bunch of other parts and get this project going at a pretty good pace. Well, what are we going to make here? The D adapter shim sheet and the D adapter sheet. The D engine adapter sheet. The engine tube adapter ring A and B we're going to make. And the thrust ring. Hopefully we'll be able to make all those and assemble them today. Okay, without further ado, let's get on with this. Last week we made this sheet here. That's the 6-layer, and here's the 2-layer. And we got these. Okay, where's the good looking part? Gotta have the good looking part facing it. Okay, we don't need these for today, but keep them set aside and keep them in the blocks. Okay, keep them nice and flat until we need them. Set that puppy aside. Here's what we're gonna do. We are going to we're gonna cut out. Let me, yeah, I like the way that paper's sitting. Okay, so what I need to do. Boy, really organized here, huh? Okay. Let's get this down here. Wish that thing would stay on. Okay, you could look at this. Okay, the engine adapter shim sheet we're gonna make. Pay attention to those dimensions. Okay, next we'll make the D engine adapter sheet. Check out those dimensions. You can pause this, print it out, do whatever you want. Okay, here's the D engine tube adapter ring A. D engine tube adapter ring B. Okay, then we have the thrust ring. Okay, let me set all these aside. Okay, this is the one we need. Okay, make sure your pencil's sharp. Alright, so what we're gonna do, set this caliper. Let's see, we got that paper going this way and then this way. In a sense, this is gonna be sitting this way on that sheet. So, we need 3.25. Okay, 3.25. Okay, let's see. Right there. Okay, that's going to be the width of that. Okay, so gonna come over here. Gonna make a mark here. Not a gem. Okay, let's see. Make sure that's square. you know, the usual little thing here. There's a tick mark there. Tick mark there. And get your handy dandy ruler. Where'd the tick marks go? Is that one? There's one. Yeah, there we go. And look at that. I got me a brand new ruler. Can you believe that? I was in Staples getting something else. And I saw these rulers. This ruler's made really better than the other ones. Better wood, doesn't bend so easy. And it was only 50 cents. Ain't that something? Okay, let's see. I need the other measurement. Okay, 2.740. Just like that. Okay, double check that after you tighten it. 2.74. All right. Now, gonna make our usual tick marks. One there. Okay. Boy, a little tough to do when you got your hands full and you're doing all this filming. Okay, there's that. I think you know what I'm doing. I'm just testing to make sure those marks and that ruler is up against the pencil. Okay, that's just to remind me of the grain. Oh, boy. All right, now we have this other one, the adapter sheet. Do I have 6 inches there left? Hell no. Okay. Ah, boy. Okay, let's see. That's 6 inches to be across this way because it's going to roll up that way. Okay, there we go. Just go like this. Like that. Okay, now I need my... Let's not make that mistake again. Okay. 6 and a 16th. 6 and a 16th. Okay. It's already a line there. It's pretty doggone close. Okay, that one. Make sure you keep the pencil at the same angle. I like to get this edge right here, like I said, vertical. You could tell. That way at least you have something to go by. I want to be accurate on this so the darn parts fit. Okay, now, do I have... Okay, I already got that. Here. Almost did it right. I just got to make sure the grain of the paper is correct. There's our piece. Okay. Here we go. Get all this stuff out of the way. It's in my way. There we are. Okay. Close this. Makes it easier just to set aside. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my handy dandy X-Acto knife. Where the hell does that sound keep coming from? Okay, now we're going to cut this out. Right down the center of that line. Okay, might as well go in this way. Be a little quicker if you just cut all the same lines in their directions. Just like that. Yes, I'm holding my breath. Gives your eyes some bugaboo or something, man, when you're trying to do this. Okay, there's that piece. Get this piece out of there. Okay. See how accurate I could be without using my magnifying goggles. I elected not to use them. Set that aside. All right. Now, here's what you're going to do. Oh, excuse me. I have here a D engine. It's an Estes D engine. It's an old one, and as you can see, it was already used, and it makes a great tool. I also rounded those edges off a little bit to make the tube slide on and off easier. Okay, now here's what we're gonna do. See the way that paper's curved? It's easier just to do this and get it started. This is the shim. This is what's gonna make dropping this motor in there easy, otherwise it'll be so tight you'll never get it out. Okay, boy, make sure that's nice and tight, and if you can, do the whole to make it square. No gaps. Doggone, boy, this is tricky. Okay, let's see. Try this. Okay, it's on cockeyed. Try it again. We have all done this before with some other parts. I want that tight on there. Gosh, stubborn little thing. Come on. Do I have it? I'm looking around there to see if there's any gaps. Don't want no gaps. Okay, just go like this. I'm really holding on to this tight. Hold it tight like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay. Let's see. Whoops, okay, got away with me. Okay, now I gotta double check everything. Okay, let's see. I don't like that. See there? It's moving around. Come on. Boy. How am I going to get the glue on there and keep it tight? Okay, I'm going to just try and do this. Okay, do not get any glue on the motor. You're just going to just tack this on there ever so lightly. Just like that. If you get glue on that motor, then this darn thing will be glued to the motor. You don't want that. Okay, start from the center. Let's see if I could just get that down really tight. Okay. If that thing slides off, then you don't have it tight enough. But you don't want to glue it on because we're going to need to remove it later. Okay. Very good. That'll almost be dry. Let's see. Yeah, tight as a drum. That's the way to do that. Good. There's that. The shim is in place. Get it centered. Okay, this thing here, I need to pre-roll this. It'll just make life a little easier. Okay. Okay, that way. And then I'll go the other way. Can make this tight. Sure, make gluing that on that other piece. Look what I'm doing. Lightly pressing down, and I'm just rolling it like that, and as you notice, it's getting smaller and smaller. There we go. All right, now look at that. Okay, now it's maintaining its shape. Okay, now what we're gonna do is get this puppy on here. Boy, I should have did that with that shim. Look at that, almost lays right in the place. Okay, now, gonna do this number. Okay. You're not gonna get this on so tight you can't slide it off, but it should slide off. Okay, is that good? Looks good to me. Okay, and I'm gonna back that off of there. Get a little glue on here. Very little. Spread it. You can do that with your finger. Okay. Okay, and now I'm gonna just roll that on there like that. Okay. Little discrepancy right there. See that? It went down a little cockeyed. Okay, there's the old ruler. Okay, if you notice that right there is up a little bit and it's almost flush. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I wanna make sure this tube is square. Okay. Just like that. That looks good to me. I'm gonna do this at an angle a little bit, just so it makes sliding other tubes on there pretty easy. I think that one's pretty doggone square. Yeah, you don't want to sand the motor off. Okay, and then one little thing like that. Okay, there we go. There you go. How about if we just burnish that down a little bit? You know this technique. Just a little bit. This is not a part that's going to show. I just want to make sure it's round. Okay. Now here's what you're going to do. It's easier to push it from this side. Push that out of there. See, there's the shim there. Careful you don't wrinkle it. We're going to pull this piece off. And there we have it. Yay! That shim is nice and tight. We can now just get rid of that. Okay, and now you can see why we did the shim. That thing slides in there real easy for loading the motor into the nozzle motor holder. Okay, now that we have this, here's what we got to do. You've seen this before. This could be a little bit tricky. See the gaps opening up there? Gotta be very careful. Okay, just put a dot of glue, just like that, if you could see that. Now you gotta make sure when you glue that down that there's absolutely no gaps. We've done this before. Giving it a little twist like this, and that'll pull the paper this way and pull it, that second layer, really tight up in there, which we want. Okay, you don't have a lot of time. I'm looking and there's no gaps. That's really, really good. Okay, then we're gonna do this. Be a miracle if I can get through today's lesson without the battery going dead. Turn it over and repeat that on the other side. If you see any gaps in there like that, well, you gotta make another one. Just a little dot. There, very little. You don't want a bunch of glue in there. Okay, now I'm making sure that's tight, kind of roll my finger in there. Okay, let's see if I got it. And he's got it, no gaps. Okay, just like that. Now, what this will do is it'll soak in down on the edges and then glue that edge down all the way around. There we are. Okay, there's that tube. Ta-da! Clean that off, put that back on. Okay, now we're gonna cut out the next piece, which is okay, let's see, D-engine adapter sheet, done with that. There's this. This is what we're gonna make. You can set that aside. Okay. D-engine tube adapter ring A. This is the wide one, okay? As you can see, this is the prototype. Okay, and that tube we just made is inside of here. This is going to go around the outside of the other tube, which slides down inside of this tube that we made last week. Now, this has to be wide enough. It's 1 1/4 wide. That's from here down to here, 1/4 inch past there. You don't want this hollow area right here to be up in here, because then there won't be no strength to the pins. So that's the reasoning. Then the other one is on the other side right here. There's a narrow one, adapter ring B, and it's narrower. And what I'm doing, I don't want to make the paper go all the way across this thing, because it'll add a lot of weight. Remember, we are trying to keep the weight down. Okay, what's with this thing? There we are. Line the dots up, give it a twist. Okay, I think I showed you that. Now, take our little sheet of paper here, man. Now, let's see. And we have, it's got to go this way. Oh boy, look at that. Do I have 6 inches across here? Yes, I do. Boy, we got just enough. Okay, what is that? 6 1/4. This will be easy. You don't need the calipers for this one. Okay. 6 1/4. Try and be accurate, because the parts will fit really good if you are. Providing I made the drawing correct. Okay. All right. All right, let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, let's see. It's like, okay, now this thing's gonna be, okay, calipers time. 3.20. 3.21. Right there. Okay. All right. Okay, we got. Wow. Okay. Okay, this is a weird looking piece. Okay, here's the grain. Okay, I could look at this, so it's got to go this way. God, did I do that wrong again? No way. Okay. Already getting confused, huh? I'm matching the grain of the paper with the grain of the paper on this. That, yeah, that was the 6, right? Okay. Let's continue that line. Oh, what am I using that for? Because I don't know where the good ruler went. Fell off somewhere. Okay. There we go. Okay, now, can I bring this over here? Okay. That's how wide that's got to be, like that. Like that. Ah, found the good ruler. Okay, there's that tick mark right there. Prefer to use that side. Okay. Okay. Now, got to mark these. 1 1/4. Okay. 1 1/4. One 1/4. Boy, something don't look right about that. Uh-oh. Okay, that's what's confusing. That drawing is not to scale. Another mistake. Okay, the 1 1/4. Let's see. Okay, that's what's confusing. It's going cross grain on there. Okay. 1 1/4. 1 1/4. 1 1/4. Getting better at this. 1 1/4. 1 1/4. Okay, do it over here again. 1 1/4. 1 1/4. 1 1/4. 1 1/4. And that comes out pretty darn close, doesn't it? Sort of. We're just gonna get this paper, thicken it up. That's all this is for. Okay. You know what? I'm not. Okay, never mind. Yeah, you never know. That ruler might be off. Okay. Okay, now gonna scribe. Those are the fold lines. I'm not cutting it. I'm scribing it. Well, I hope I'm doing this right. Doggone it. You know what? I don't need to scribe it. It's gonna, well, I'm gonna do it anyway. Finish it. Finish what you started. Okay, now I'm gonna cut it out. Come on. This cut here is kind of important. So when you install it, it's the right size. It'll butt right up against end to end. Okay, discard that. Discard that. Cut that off. Hopefully I did it correctly. I should redraw that drawing so it's to scale, because that thing is dang confusing doing it like that. Okay, put the X-Acto knife away. Now I'm going to accordion fold this. Oh, that didn't come out too bad. Okay. It's a little askew. I don't know what the deal is with that, but nothing a little bit of sandpaper can't cure. See if I can make that a little bit better. Okay. All right. Here's your accordion fold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's correct. Yeah, the drawing isn't to scale, so that really kind of messes you up. Okay, here we just use this for scrap, I think, so we can overlap the glue. Okay. Oh, and guess what I don't have? A gluer, so I'll make a gluer. Always forget the gluer. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's only a gluer. Okay, just like that. Just like that. Nice square edge across there, that's what I'm looking for. Boy, that paper is just stuck to my finger. Okay, here we go. Okay, you already know this routine. Go nice and slow. Not real slow, but okay, next time I'll put a little bit extra glue on there. But make sure you spread it. This piece needs to be strong, so it's important to get the glue completely spread across there. Any gaps will create a weak spot. Turn it over, do it again. Okay, there, a little bit more glue on it this time. Yeah, when you're actually doing this, you could almost go by feel. You could tell if the glue is spreading correctly or not. Here we are. Like this. Down it goes. Okay. This one is the most important of the rings because of it's going to be drilled to fit the bayonet pin, and it's got to be solid so nothing comes apart. You don't want your engine to blow out of the rocket when the parachute ejection happens. Okay, here we go. One more side. Okay, just like that. Okay, I should have left that shim on the motor. Okay, come to think about it, that shim, you should leave it on the motor until we're done getting these A and B on there. Okay, there's that. Maybe I can make a make-do one here. Let's see. This one don't have to be too accurate. Okay. Yep, I took the shim off a little bit too soon. Just slid that thing back on there. You want to take it off and let it dry a little bit, but it will shrink. Ooh, can I get away with that piece? Yeah. Okay, let's see. Oh, maybe not. Let's see. Come on, baby, get on there. Can I get away with that? Yes, I am. There we go. Not R or anything else. Okay, there we go. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to install this while the wrong ruler, while the glue is still wet a bit in there. And what I'm going to do is square this up. Okay. That way we could just get this thing aligned correctly. Okay. Go like that a little bit on the edge. Let's see how this wraps around here. Oh boy. Okay. Well, isn't that ironic? You see that right there, and then on the and then that edge is like that. But you have these misaligned parts over on this side, but it's also misaligned but on the opposite side underneath. So this is going to work out perfectly. See how that'll fit? Just like that. Okay. Okay. Okay, you can see this side doesn't look really good, but it's not going to show if you put the good side, which is this side, up here on the end. So we're going to glue that puppy on there just like that, okay? Now, this may be a bit tricky. Let's see how we're going to do this. Get the glue out. Okay, for this you're probably going to use your finger. There's a scrap, okay? So what I'm going to do is spread the glue evenly, just like we did when we laminated that, okay? No missed spots, okay? Which side's a good one? Okay, that's the good side on the top. Okay, I'm gonna go like that. Like this. Come over here. I'm gonna put some glue across this edge. All right. And now Making sure it's down all the way. Give it a good squeeze. Okay, anything extra on there, we could sand that off. Okay, just like that, baby. Okay, gotta play around with this a little bit until it dries. You could see there's a lump there. That'll be sanded off. Okay, once this will stick, we're gonna make the other ring. I think that was ring B. Boy, come on, dry. Okay. Make sure that's tight down all the way around. That's why we need the shim. Leave the shim on there, and you can, when we're all done putting this on there, then you can pull that shim off of there and rip it up and throw it away or do anything you want. Add it to your salad, whatever. Add a little garlic and it'll taste just fine. Okay. Is that good? Okay. Okay, good. You can see nothing got stuck on there. Okay, now set this aside. Now we gotta make that other one. The little one. As you can see here. Crumpling the paper. Okay. Alright, let's see. D engine tube adapter ring. B. Okay, let's see if I can do this more correctly. Okay, this way. Okay, this is the way it looks correctly. Okay, 1 1/4. That ought to be pretty easy. Get your pencil. 1 1/4. Okay. 1 1/4. Just like that. Yeah, don't draw on my my drawing. Okay, there's that one again. 3.21. Okay. Is that thing still set to that? 3.210. Good. Now, do our little trick here. Like that. Like that. Okay. Like this. Get this one lined up. Get that one lined up. Then you double check a couple of times. There's our part right there. Now, while we're at it, should have a 1/4 inch gap in here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, there goes the pencil. I'm going to take our X-Acto blade. Okay, I'm just going to score that like that. Upside down, you're not cutting the paper, you're just scoring it. This piece doesn't have to be perfectly accurate, because this only thing this is going to do is center it. Like that. Okay. Like that. Like that. Like this. All right. Put that away. And we're gonna do, you know what? A fan fold. Little origami. Yeah, I've done that. That makes life a little easier when you're building these things. Fingernail it. That came out pretty good. Okay. Ooh, okay, now you know exactly what we're gonna do with this. This is a centering ring, so you don't have to be so pretty about the spread on this one. Okay, there's that one. Turn it over. Nothing's going to be drilled through this. Okay. That. Come on. Coordination. Okay. That's quicker. Just use your finger instead of the gluer because you don't need to be super accurate on this piece. We're just making a centering ring. Okay. Yeah, what the heck? My finger will remove too much glue on there. Okay. Yeah, the gluer always does a neater job. Just like this. Okay? Got a good side and a bad side to that. You can sand it if you want. There's the bad side. What the heck? Okay, that's better. Alright. Okay, now get this, set this aside, wrap that puppy around there, and look at that. See, look at that fit, man. It butts perfectly right up against there. That's what I wanted to do with that, but it worked out. Okay, I think I'm gonna just do a little there, a little, just to get rid of slight amount of little paper. Okay. Get the glue out. Okay. Okay, you can see that. I'm just gonna just stick it on there. Okay. Just like that. And you could lay that down there like that. Give it a real good pinch. Like that. Looks like we have too much material right there where it's a little bit long. Okay, take your handy dandy scissors and just trim an ever so slightly amount off. Test it. There we go. Okay, lift that back up there. Get a little glue in there like that. And squeeze it together. This is what I was trying to do with that over there, but no big deal. Just sand that off when it dries. Okay, there we are. Okay. Okay, play around with it until it's gonna stay. I think we're still good here. Test that. Okay. That's good. All right, yeah. The thrust ring. Okay, always put your lid back on. If it dries on the end, then you got a different kind of a problem. Okay, thrust ring. Any scrap left over? Let's see, will this work? No. Okay. All right, just get one of these out. Okay, you can see it wants to go that way. Okay, I need 1.5. And this piece don't have to be, well, the length of it should be perfect, but not the width. But I'm gonna go with the usual. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 of these 1/4 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 1.5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay, now we can just do this. You know what? Before I do that, I'm gonna leave those lines there. Let's see, let's do this one. Okay. Now, what's the width of that? This one should be accurate, so it'll slide into that tube. There's your drawing. 5.375. 5.375. Okay. Just like that. Okay, that's how long this thing's gonna be. Okay. At least we got our marks here. Yeah, you don't want to make your marks too close together, then you won't have any accuracy. Farther apart, the better. Okay. Okay, X-Acto knife. Okay, scoring time. And we don't mean scoring in a game. Okay, backside of the blade. Just a light score is all you need. It'll fold just fine. This is only a thrust ring, so you don't have to be real perfect with it, but get it good as you can get it. All right, whoop, one more. Line those lines up. Pick the bottom one, look just like the top one, and then score it. Okay, cut this out here. Like that. Getting hot in here again. There we are. I'll put that paper back here in a good place. I can just set this aside for now. Put the X-Acto knife cover back on. And we are going to accordion fold this. And you already have a good idea of what we're going to do with this. Okay. Look at that. Jumps like a frog. Ribbit. Okay, let's see. Glue. Okay, let's see. Do this side. Okay, get the hair off of there. Okay, ready? Can draw it right down the middle of that and fold it over. And just doing that, I'll spread it enough to be good enough for this thing. Just make sure you got at least that much glue on it. Get more glue on there, it'll just make a big mess. You don't want a big mess. If you have a big mess, then you got more work to do when you're done cleaning up this junk. Okay, just like that. Okay. I'm trying to think about what tube I'm supposed to be wrapping this around. I have a feeling. I know what that is. That's something I didn't think about until just now. Okay, let's see. Fold it over. That kind of spreads the glue around. And there you got that. Okay, this, I'm going to use that. Let's see what happens. I'm going to make this extremely tight on here. Then I'm going to test it. Okay, let's see. Is that going to fit in there? Oh yeah, look at that. That worked out perfectly. Let's see what kind of a dowel this is. Okay. Oh, 7/8. Is that what I'm getting? the dowel's out of line, but that was what was marked on it at the hardware store. So here we go. Don't forget, you're going to make this pretty tight. If you make it loose, you won't be able to get it in the tube. Okay. Okay, you can see what I'm doing there. I'm pinching that off. It's tight. Then I'm going to do the usual. Okay, come on, make sure it's even. Dang, doesn't want to spread. Just like that. Okay, it's a little stubborn. Just make sure it's tight. Okay, can have a good end on this thing and a bad end. Okay, so I'm going to press this down and make sure that it's down all the way. Okay, that way this side will be good and flat. Okay, thrust spring. Okay, now this inside diameter's got to be smaller than the outside diameter. That's the idea. Can I pull that off of there? Well, I could lift it up a little bit. Okay, pull that off of there. Test this out. Yeah, you could see that dowel is smaller in diameter than the engine, and that's what keeps it from blowing out the other end. You don't want that. Okay, let me put that back on there. Okay, let's see, what side was the good side? Whoops, wrong way. Let's see. Okay, that's the good side. Come on, get on there. Like this. Okay, that's the side that's going to lay flat up against the back of that motor. The other side, we don't care. Lift that up and just add a little bit more glue on there. Whoops, don't want to get glue on the dowel. I don't want to glue that on there. Okay. Boy. Okay. Okay, put the lid back on. Okay, luckily I made another one of these. Now that fits nicely. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to set that aside. Well, let's just leave it on here while it's drying. Okay. Set that aside. Okay, this is the side that's going to show. So what I'm going to do, I'm pushing it all the way down flush with the back. Then I'm going to sand it on the top. Rotate it as you do that to make it all down and flush. Okay, good enough for me. Okay, let's do this little thingamajigger here. Okay, let's see what we got here so far. Okay. That's good. Okay, now here's the one that I showed you that I made. The other one is sitting around here somewhere, I don't know, but this is the one I was planning on using, okay? So, this, if we did it right, look at that, it slides right down there, but I know this one isn't because it's got that crud on there. Hopefully it's dry enough. That's what happens when it got skewed a little bit. Shouldn't have to be doing this. Yeah. Remove the material and until it slides in there correctly. Okay, getting there. Okay. Blow all that out of the way. Let's see if that'll fit in there now. Okay. I think I'm going to take a little bit off of this, but not much, just to make it slide on a little easier. You know, where that glue joint is there especially. Okay, just a little bit off of there. I want that to slide in there without crushing the paper. Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay, that's a little bit tight. I don't want to like push that down in there and then crush that. So just remove a little material here. See what I'm doing. Always test fit things like this before you actually put them in there. Okay. Let's see if that goes in there now. Notice I have that mark on there. It's a 1/4 inch. Ooh boy. Okay. Still a little too tight for my liking. I don't want to have any accidents. Okay. Just remove a little material at a time until she slides in there real nice. Oh boy, I hope I can get away with the battery. Okay, I'm going to test it this way. I want to make sure. I believe that'll work now without damaging it. Okay, I marked that on there. You don't have to do that right now, but that mark around there is a 1/4 inch wide. I don't remember what that one is. That's where the hole's going to be drilled for the pins, but that's for later. So go ahead and put this in there like that. Give it a little rotation. Okay. And here's what you're going to do. You got to act fast, okay? If that glue dries before that goes all the way in, you're screwed. Okay, see what I just did there? Get like that. 1, 2, 3. Down, all the way flat. There we are. Okay, don't get any glue on that engine. Whew. All right. Whew. We're almost done. Let's see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push that motor out of there. Try to get it out of there without damaging it. Okay. Just be careful. Okay, now get rid of the shim. That's when you, and then this should just drop right in there, huh? Okay. Okay, it's loose, but there's a little crud in here around the edge. We'll remove that with sandpaper. Okay. Okay, look what happened. This edge came up a little bit. Yeah. Uh-oh, battery's going dead. Yep, the battery went dead. Ugh, didn't quite make it. Yeah, like I said last time, these batteries are terrible. Let's, there's a sharp edge on this thrust ring. I'm gonna just smooth that out a little bit. Don't overdo that. Okay, that's got to fit on the back side of that. Oh, a little loose, but I think you get away with that. Okay. Just like this. Okay. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Take your glue, and get this glue, make a bead of glue around there deep as you can get it. Well, not deep as you can get it, but it's got to be above that tube. Okay, you could see in there how much glue it is, and then you could see the end of that other tube in there. Don't put the glue down there past that. Okay, real important. Just, you know, leave a quarter of an inch or a little bit more on that. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna put a little glue around there. Okay, just like that. Okay, don't get any glue on the outside of that right now because we're just getting this prepped. Now you just take your engine and push it all the way down. Make sure it's down all the way. There we go. See that? Okay, now I could just take my finger in there. There's a little extra glue. Remove it. You don't want to have the motor hang up down there. And put this engine back in there and give it a little bit more tap. Okay, there's the thrust ring. It's not the greatest thrust ring in the world, but what it does is it keeps this, when it takes off, from, you know, blowing out the other end. So I know I could have made the edge in there a little bit bigger. You could see that. Most of the time I would, but I didn't have the right size of dowel. What was that, a 3/8? Yeah, I'll go with the next size smaller on that and then wrap that around that. Okay. All right. All right, there we go, man. Check this out. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Let's see how the engine fits in there. I don't think that'll stick in there. This should just drop right in there like that. Okay, like that. Okay, good. Now there's a little material there. What you want to do is sand that down to the top of the engine. That'll make it square. Don't go beyond it though. Okay, this will make the engine tight when it's all assembled in there. Okay. Getting there. All right. Oh boy. Well, I don't have to worry about the battery for a bit, so I'm not in a big hurry. Okay, I'm rotating this like this as I'm sanding that. And I want to make that nearly flush to the top of that. Just get it really close, because I'm sure that when you buy different motors, even the same brand, that there'll be a little bit of variances in them. You don't want to drop a motor in there and then not have this fit. Okay. Okay. Could use a little bit more off of that side. Okay. That's good. Just kind of look at it really close and make sure there's a slight little lip in there, but just make sure that's the same all the way around. A little bit more off of that. Okay. Okay, and then do our little deburring. Okay. All right. Now make sure you pull the motor out, because as you can see, there's a little glue on it from leftover glue down there on the other end. If you leave this in there, then you got to start all over again. Now make sure you remove as much glue off of that engine as possible, like that, and there we go. Okay, look at that, huh? This assembly is completed. Let's see, how is that looking there? You know what I'm going to do just for the heck of it? I am going to add glue, do our little, I don't know, you could do a cheap weld. all the way around the ring where it meets the skin. Okay, just like that. You can see that. All right. And there we have this section. Got a good start on this. You might want to mark that paper on here. Okay, I should have made that longer. I want to make this, if you lie that down really flat, I did remove a little bit, so. Okay, what you do is, you know, make a mark at 1/4 of an inch between here and here, and then wrap a piece of paper around there, make sure it's square. Then you can trace around that. I would do that now. Next week, we're going to be cutting that top part off, and it'll be assembled in the upper tube. I think that's what we're going to do next week. Got a little bit of a there we go. There's a little trick. You can put your finger on there like that. Hold it and then lock your fingers in and then rotate that. Okay, that's just going to be a cut line. Let me erase that. Don't want to confuse you. Now, as you can see, you can feel that solid part here, and then there's the soft spot there where there's no ring in there, and then back here where the thrust ring is. Okay, we got some gaps in there. Look at that. Okay, fill those gaps. Gap, gap, gap. No, I don't like gaps. There used to be a clothing store called The Gap. That was pretty good. All right. Okay, there we go. All right then, that was today's build. Not bad. Now this thing is starting to look like something. And as you can see, it's like, ooh, it's stronger and it's fairly still light, but it's got some meat to it. Yeah. Should have showed you this right off. This is the prototype. And the idea, this is going to be in the rocket, and then that centering ring will be right there, and that's the part you see sticking out of there. And what you do is, when you fly it, you just drop the motor in there like that. Put this on there, and give it a good rotate, and there's no way that rocket can blast out of there or anything. Pretty cool, huh? And then to remove it, because we got that 1/4 of an inch on here, you just grab a hold of that and it'll just drop right out. Yes, a bayonet rocket nozzle system. This way you don't have any ugly clips or no screws you gotta undo and whatever. That's kind of like what everybody's doing. And you get a neat looking rocket motor. Plus this protects the rocket fins when it comes down. Hopefully. Set that off to the side. Oh boy. That was some kind of a build. Next week we're going to do the D-engine tube stop ring and make and install the bayonet pins. Okay, it'll be probably a little easier than today's build. If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss next week's build if all this filling stuff goes okay. Anyway, this is the Gadget Man. 369 over and out.